Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam.
Do your jam at the Space Jam.
So,
We want
anyone who goes back in their childhood in their brain and thinks, you know what was a great kids movie? Space Jam. You know what? You're fucking wrong. You're wrong.
I like it was all 33-year-olds in there.
Yeah, and one kid. And God bless that one kid. That kid was having a blast, but the rest of us were like, ooh, this is not aged well.
I probably haven't seen this since the late 90s, maybe?
Yeah, easily 15 years.
Yeah, it's got to be at the least about 15 years since I've seen this film. I'm so glad we were there.
Oh, absolutely. I love that this is my, my wife's like, yeah, don't worry about me and the baby. Go see Space Jam.
You need to do this. This just has to be done. Did you see this in the theater when it first came out?
Probably.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I'm sure I did.
And I remember, actually, I kind of remember at the time, let's see, I was 15 when this came out, so I remember at the time being like, you know what, all right, the Looney Tunes are back on the big screen. There's Michael Jordan. And all of that. Watching this movie again, 20 years later, I leaned over to you about a half hour into this movie and went, what fucking cocaine-fueled mess am I fucking watching?
Oh my God. It's somebody on a lot of drugs is like, we're gonna make a movie with the Looney Tunes. Who's the biggest star in the world? Michael Jordan. Can he act? Who cares?
Who gives a shit? We'll just put him in front of a fucking screen. We got him with the Looney Tunes playing basketball against some fucking aliens. Ah, man. This is truly a what the fuck Hollywood movie. This is, man. And like most, or pretty much all what the fuck Hollywood movies, they can only be made in a certain period of time. Yeah. This movie, 1996. This movie's more fucking 90s than my goddamn wardrobe. Jesus Christ. This movie it's the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band of basketball movies.
Well, there is Air Bud.
Well, an Air Bud. Another movie from around that time.
I might have to go back and watch because it might be better than this. This was awful.
This movie is like someone had a mountain of fucking cocaine, and they're like, I got it. There's these aliens, right? There's these fucking aliens on this moron mountain with an amusement park, and I don't know, they want to use the Looney Tunes that live underground. They want to use them as slaves, so they send in aliens, but they challenge them to a basketball game. But then they steal the NBA players' talent, they put it in a basketball, and now they're all giant. And then the Looney Tunes get Michael Jordan, and they play this game to determine whether or not they're gonna be slaves for life.
And 1 hour of the movie, of the hour-and-a-half movie, is the game.
If that, Yeah.
Oh, also, something I want to say is, this movie, I think, used the word slaves more often than roots. And the whole time, Michael Jordan's kind of laissez-faire about it. He's like, it's all right, guys, just go out and have a good time. It's
just remember to
they're
go out and
playing
have some
for their freedom.
But no,
You're a black man!
No, guys, no. Just the important thing is just go out there and have some fun. Michael, you were holding out on us with your secret juice, were you? I just didn't really think you guys needed it. You know what? Yeah, there's some good things I can say about this movie. As much of a what the fuck 1996, as much of a what the fuck 1990s this movie is, there is some nice things I can say about it. You know what? Michael Jordan isn't awful in this film.
He's not awful, but at the same time, he's not a good actor, and he's playing to nothing. So it's kind of like, you're doing your best, buddy.
No, he really is, honestly. They're kind of smart about using him in this movie. He doesn't have a lot of long lines.
No.
And he's acting opposite nothing, and they really direct him to just kind of...
make faces.
Yeah, and speak the words. And he doesn't do terrible. He's perfectly serviceable in what he has to do in this film.
But he obviously does better in scenes when he's with other human beings.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, when he's with the kids at the beginning of the film and with Teresa Randall, like he's fine.
Yeah, the scene with he's playing golf with Larry Bird and Bill Murray. It's fine. Yeah.
He's perfectly serviceable in the film. Is even when it's the really earnest moments, it's even kind of funny. Like, I'd really enjoy playing with you guys. like what is happening in this film? The part with the stuff with Charles Barkley and all the players losing their talent and they have to go through therapy. It is total what the fuck Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, what if I don't know? What if the basketball players lose their fucking talent and they have to go see Sigmund Freud, who asks them about sex, and then Charles Barkley begs he won't date Madonna anymore? That stuff was kind of funny.
It's just,
man.
what a fucking hot mess of a movie. And now everybody is like, it was a piece of my youth. How dare they talk about making a sequel? Shut the fuck up. Let them try.
I hope to God they make a sequel to
I
this.
hope it's just as bad.
And look, you know what? Like, stuff that I enjoyed in my youth from the 80s and early 90s, I can still go back. And even when I will watch something where I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe this is... I'm looking at it a different eye now than I did then, but I still get why I would enjoy it at the time, and even because of that, for nostalgic purposes, I can still enjoy something. Like, okay, let's take The Wizard, for instance. Can you take a critical eye to The Wizard? Abso-goddamn-lutely. But can I watch it and kind of be thrown back to where I was at the time and enjoy it because of that? Totally. I've seen The Wizard many times in my youth. Despite its flaws, I can get plenty enjoyment out of it. I mean, in the sense where it's like, wow, I'm going back in my head now, and it's fucking 1996, and boy, are there things about this movie that I'm seeing with completely different eyes. But I can also see why I would have enjoyed this in 1996.
Oh, same here. Like, you know, it's a lot of things I love. All mashed, the Looney Tunes, Michael Jordan, Bill Murray, and the fat guy from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Wayne Knight. Yeah.
But in my brain at the time, he was the fat guy
it's
from
Newman.
Seinfeld.
It's fucking Newman's on screen right now.
Like now, I'm like Wayne Knight. I like Wayne Knight. But at the time, it was the fat guy from Seinfeld.
Now being 34 and watching this, you could be like, drugs made this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking drugs made this movie.
Drugs, greed, and some ego made this movie.
Made this goddamn movie. You know what I was watching and this is honestly the same thing when I saw this when I was a teenager. When the actual basketball game is going on, I spent a majority of that time just looking at the background. Yeah. Like all the characters.
Because the background's fascinating.
Yeah. Like it's another thing I like about this movie is they throw like every fucking character in this. Yeah, they're just in the background and everything.
But they're there. Like,
they're there. Like the big bad wolf and the three little bops, like Gossamer's there. Like not only is like
the bull.
Sam the sheepdog, but also like Fred the sheepdog, who had like one line in one sheepdog cartoon. Like he's in there. But I don't know if, and yeah, who did you? Oh, the bull. Yeah, the bull.
The witch.
The witch. Yeah. They're all there. I didn't see Bosco the talking kid.
Oh.
I don't know. He could be there. I just didn't see him. But one thing
I didn't see the gremlin.
If everything else was in it, I'm sure it was probably in there somewhere. Because one thing I was noticing this time is that there's no specific place they're all sitting. They're all just kind of scattered in different shots. And there's even, so like in one part, like maybe like Gossamer might be sitting there. And then in another shot, okay, maybe now he's sitting by the bench. It gets to the point where the characters are repeated in the same shot. Yeah. There was one shot towards the end where Claude the cat is in there 3 times in a single shot.
They only had so many characters, you know?
For one shot!
Why design something new?
Just, fuck it, we're towards the end of the movie. Claude the cat, there's 3 of them now in the same shot.
Fucking kids won't know, it's just a cat.
Oh, I noticed.
I know. So did I.
No, I liked that. I like that. the Scottish guy that Bugs Bunny is playing golf with,
Yeah.
and the one was in there a few times.
No, it's just weird, and it's like they're like, okay, so the main characters, we're gonna try and shade them real nice so they blend in with the other characters, but at the same, and then the background artist is like, fuck it, I don't care where your light's coming from. It's just like Michael Jordan stand there with like a light obviously shining down on his head when they filmed him, but they drew in a light right behind him, and it's like, but no.
Were you having trouble following? And maybe it's because I was mostly kind of watching the background. Did you get a sense that there was really any choreography in this basketball game going on?
No.
Like, I know you gotta condense like a full basketball game into just like a sequence in this movie, but this really is just a lot of shit going on between dynamites blowing up, and there are funny gags in there.
Yeah.
Like it's funny when they're all like injured on the bench, and Foghorn Leghorn is just a roasted chicken sitting on with a fucking IV hooked up to it. I did still get a few laughs out of this movie. As much of a fucking product of its time does not even begin to cover this movie.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
It's like,
Which makes it so fascinating.
it's like such product placement that it's like they don't even try and hide it. I mean, it's not like, here's a big poster for shit. They just made up lines. Like, let's go get a Big Mac.
All right, we're going to pick up some Wheaties, get you some Gatorade, we'll pick you up a Big Mac on the way.
And Michael got paid for every person that went and saw the movie because of that.
I like when he's dropped off with a spaceship at the end of the movie.
Yeah, this spaceship that came from, they were in the center of the Earth, and he reappeared in a spaceship at a minor league baseball game. And Wayne Knight gets off and announces him with a bullhorn, which, who knows where that came from. But spaceship, cartoon spaceship. And for only a brief minute was everybody like, what? And then Michael Jordan walks off and they're like, yay, Michael! Listen, there's a cartoon spaceship 20 feet away. That's way more interesting than Michael Jordan will ever fucking be.
There's a couple thoughts I have about that. One, the other players on his team have got to been like, what an asshole. Motherfucker, you're not even that good at this game. You got a spaceship dropping you off with a fucking bullhorn? Fuck off. Another thing, I never really got, like, it seems like, are human characters aware of the fact that cartoons exist in reality in this film?
I don't think so. Maybe Bill Murray is.
Maybe, yeah, Bill Murray, the kids certainly are.
Well, the kids, they see, like, I think they tried to do the awe and surprised kids at first, but those kids were such terrible actors.
What's the kids say? Like, all right! Your dad's helping us with a basketball game.
Long pause. All right! While the other two kids are just like,
Fuck off, 1996. Like, all right! Give me the shorts, Charles! So, like, yeah, like, I get the feeling like cartoons are maybe like aliens. Like, we're not sure if they exist, but if they show up, you'd be like, oh, well, okay, I guess that's a thing.
well, here's the other thing. Why are the aliens cartoons? I know it's a cartoon movie, but if they're cartoons, then they would already exist in the Looney Tunes world, and they'd be aware of those characters.
Oh, maybe like cartoon, like there's just other cartoon universes that exist.
Maybe,
there's the Looney Tunes universe. I'm sure the Mickey Mouse universe exists somewhere. They reference the Mighty Ducks in the movie.
They reference Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they reference Mickey Mouse. So yeah, then the aliens are in those stupid aliens. Those aliens are one thing that makes this movie so goddamn 90s, is that it has that 90s tude.
Yeah.
You know, like, you want the dream team? We're the mean team. The Monstars. Like, it doesn't even feel like this movie really takes place in a Looney Tunes universe. It feels like it takes place in the Bebe's Kids universe. Oh no! These Bebe's Kids!
I completely forgot about Bebe's Kids. Oh, I completely forgot about Baby's Kids.
That is some classic Tone Loc.
Fucking I love Tone Loc.
That's what it feels like this movie takes place in, is that universe. Because really, like, Looney Tunes Back in Action did a much better job at feeling like a Looney Tunes movie. Like, and there's a lot that's wrong with that movie too, but I think it's a better movie than this. At the least, it's a better Looney Tunes movie.
Honestly, the biggest problem with anything they try and do with Looney Tunes in the past 25 years or more is they made it for kids. That's the problem.
Well, even the older stuff was also made for kids, but it was made for 1930s and 40s kids, so you could do fucked up shit.
Well, I mean, they played a bit. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of more fucked up shit. Like the real racist shit.
Well, yeah, the wartime cartoons too. Like, oh yeah, like you could get away with so much then, man. Like those old, Looney Tunes is. And that's probably part of why I when I saw this movie in the theater for the first time, that I was just psyched to see Bugs Bunny.
But you and I were huge Looney Tunes fans.
Still
when we
am.
were kids. Yeah.
I still am. Like Looney Tunes is, in terms of the cartoons that I watched in my youth, Looney Tunes was the main one. Like, yeah, of course I watched the 80s cartoons, like He-Man and all that stuff that we watched together.
Looney Tunes was always on, what was it, like TNT or some shit?
Like ABC.
Yeah. They would
Nick
just
at
show
Night.
like a straight hour and a half of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Like,
and I had them all on tape. Like, I would tape them off of TV. Looney Tunes, as far as cartoons go, Looney Tunes was by far and away what I watched the most. I still watch just like hour blocks of Looney Tunes. So between, as far as the movies go, like Space Jam and Looney Tunes Back in Action, Looney Tunes Back in Action it feels more like a Looney Tunes movie. Like, yeah, they're doing stuff in this, like, Elmer Fudd getting injured by the ramp and Wile E. Coyote blowing up and all that. And it's nice to see, like, the one-time characters in the background, like, hell, like the Hillbillies make an appearance in this. But Looney Tunes Back in Action, and yeah, that movie does have problems. Like, I would really like to see just an all-animated Looney Tunes movie without the live-action stuff thrown in there. But the Timothy Dalton stuff was great in that film. That just, to me, just kind of felt more like a Looney Tunes film than this. This feels like it's 1990s Looney Tunes with 90s attitude, and we're gonna get Michael Jordan and sell some shit.
It was very rad.
The opening credit sequence, like, what the fuck?
The opening credit sequence is so long.
Yeah, the opening credit sequence looks like a fucking, like, 90s Sega CD commercial.
Oh, they put in, like, 10 minutes of Michael Jordan's, like, fucking basketball history, and it's all, like, grainy TV footage, and it's like, this looks like garbage on a big screen. Like, why are you even doing this?
Yeah.
Just be like, Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player who ever lived, blah, 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 present day.
It looks like it's the kind of, like, effects and font that you used at the time to sell video games.
Yeah.
It really is. It looks like someone's just gonna scream at you like, "What, you want Space Jam? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one?"
They did.
Well, yeah, with a video game of
there
this?
was a Space Jam video.
Oh, yeah.
It was a direct, like, NBA Jam clone, but it was watered down, and it was just Michael Jordan and the characters from the Toon Squad.
Nice. Were there parts of this movie where you kind of wished you were watching basketball instead?
Yeah. Honestly, there's parts of every movie that I wish I was watching basketball instead.
Hoosiers. Man, wouldn't Hoosiers be great if one of the characters just pretended to cut off his own finger? Started drinking lard from Marlon Brando's ass.
Filled his mouth full of tinfoil.
I don't mind that movie, honestly.
Basketball?
Yeah.
I like basketball.
I like basketball.
Shit, we called Nick Little Bitch for years because of that movie.
Because he looks like Dean Bakar. Oh, I hope they do a 30th anniversary re-release.
So we can refresh our memory in 10 years?
Absolutely, because I ain't watching it again. There's a lot of what the fuck Hollywood movies that I can sit down and, like, still kind of have a good time watching, like Sergeant Pepper for one. this is I'm good with an every 10-year refresher on this. Honestly,
honestly, I think I'll be okay if I never see this again.
there were everyone just kind of strolled out of that theater.
Yeah.
You know, like they were all our age.
But everyone was just kind of like,
that's
okay.
That's something we did.
yeah.
We did this. We let this happen.
It's a Wednesday. I have to work in the morning.
Space Jam, son. Pump up the jam, yeah.
Like I believe
I
can fly.
I'm gonna be a basketball player, Dad, and then I'm gonna play baseball. Whoa, slow down there, son. Let's have dinner first. I believe I can fly. Credits. There was a couple people sitting behind us who were like, man, I did forget how great that movie is. Like, you are lying to yourself, bro. I believe me, there was a lot of stuff I love for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is not one of them.
Well, I can still kind of get a kick out of this for nostalgic reasons. I don't love it.
Man, I forgot how much I loved Mighty Ducks 3.
Mighty Ducks 3, fuck that. I'll still watch the first one, though. Why do they need Mighty Ducks 3? They won the fucking Olympics in the second one. Who cares if some kids at a boarding school are giving you shit?
The Olympics.
It was like the kids of
it was
junior.
an international.
It was supposed to be the Olympics. Who gives a shit if it's been Mighty Ducks 3 if these fucking boarding school
But
kids
if
are
I'm
giving
not
you shit?
mistaken, in the third one, one of the bad kids is played by, is it Seth Rogen? Somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
He was one of the bad kids in Donnie Darko.
No, maybe it's not Seth Rogen. It's someone of note is one of the bad kids in Mighty Ducks 3 for like, it's just like a background kind of character where you're like, huh.
I don't know.
Like one
That's
of those,
a question for,
one of
because
those,
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but it's one of those things where it's like, go back and watch Pump Up the Volume and you're like,
Yeah.
is that Seth Green with a mustache and a mullet? It is. That is Seth Green with a mustache and a mullet. And
In
he's
Pump Up
like
the
12.
Volume? I was saying he would have been like 12, 13.
I'm pretty sure it's Seth.
That would have been around when he did It. He would have been about 12, 13, something like that. God, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Pump Up the Volume. It's a good movie.
I love Pump Up the Volume.
Why did this get a 20th anniversary?
Because they knew people would come see it.
Yeah, we came to see it.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, Breakfast at Tiffany's, don't care. From Here to Eternity, don't care. Space Jam.
Whoa! Hold the phone, son. Fucking Space Jam? Yeah! Pump up that jam!
Yeah. No, that's what it is. It's just like, all right, so some people come see Breakfast at Tiffany's. Some of those same people might come see From Here to Eternity. All the stoners will come see Space Jam.
I wish I got high before going to see this.
This would have been, high. No, because if we were stoned, we would have spent the whole time going, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, I'm on drugs, but fuck.
But fuck whatever you guys are on. I hate the fact that, like, we missed the 20th anniversary re-release of From Dusk Till Dawn because we were filming the movie.
But we came to see Space Jam.
Oh, but we're here at Space Jam.
Well,
I mean, you know what? Like, I've seen From Dusk Till Dawn in the theater
what
before.
we were gonna do with me too. But what were we gonna do? Like, sorry, Ryan, we're gonna be 3 hours late to filming tomorrow because we have to go see From Dusk Till Dawn.
Honestly,
he would have fucking murdered me.
No, like I was. Brian and I were gonna see it on Sunday, but Brian had to go to the doctor's the next day. So like, okay, we'll do it Wednesday. Wednesday was the day after the election where we all just were really tired, burnt out, just kind of wanted to go home. Like, and so I texted
and it was
Brian.
Also
I was
a
like,
complicated day of filming, so it's like,
well, I had
done.
If I hadn't.
You had the easiest fucking job.
No, I totally did. But like, yeah, I was just doing behind the scenes stuff. But like, if I had From Dusk Till Dawn, one of my favorite action movies. If I hadn't seen it in the theater before, no matter how tired I was, I would have gone.
Yeah.
But I have seen it in the theater before quite a few times. So I'm like, I'll catch it again somewhere This is the first time I've seen it re-released. And I also was like in the mood that everyone was in on that Wednesday. I was like, I don't want, this is one of my favorite action movies. I don't want it to be synonymous with kind of how I'm feeling right now.
That day, in the morning, Patrick, our first assistant director, and Orion got a text very early in the morning that just said, "God damn it, Patrick, there better be fucking donuts."
Mm-hmm.
And they both thought it was me, but it was Ed Glazer. The nicest, most polite man on earth was like, "Bring me some fucking donuts." That's how bad last Wednesday was.
You can see the behind the scenes video. It's on the site. Any final thoughts about Space Jam? It's fucking Space Jam. Spoiler alert, it's still Space Jam. You just might be looking at it with slightly different eyes than in 1996.
It's not as good as I remembered. And I didn't remember it being that good.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Once it kind of wore off in 1996 of seeing Bugs Bunny on the big screen, I remember even kind of a year later, honestly, being like, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was something that happened.
Well, it's just like, and they've never done anything else like that. There's no fucking Mickey Mouse and Brett Favre football movie.
I want that fucking movie. Give me that goddamn thing. That would be a remake of Mickey and the Beanstalk, and he's the giant.
All right, no, I'm done. I probably have diapers to change.
Yeah, mine. See ya.
They're filthy.
Hey Dave, you want to mention that one thing we forgot? Do you want to mention that horrifying 3D Wayne Knight animation when he got
Oh
blown
my
up?
god! I forgot about that. It was like Lawnmower Man quality. It's so bad. It's like, why are his arms square?
You know what it looked like? It looked like the Who's Your Daddy video game. Like the horrifying like baby and the dad running through the house. Only it's Wayne Knight in 1996 getting blown up because he was flattened by some fucking aliens. The fuck? The fuck 1996? Bye.